What's going on, guys? JayDYGO, and today we're here with a new video series I'm going to try. It's called Match Report. Pretty much I grab an interesting match from my locals, tell you how it went, and kind of show my thought process and my hand and like how I worked around interactions. But yeah, just to show off more about the deck, and I'm probably going to do this with Spright for a while until I move around with some other decks, if I go back to Sword Soul or if I move to like Black Wings when the support comes out, stuff like that, just to kind of show my thought process. And yeah. If you guys enjoyed that, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to show me that you guys enjoy this new idea. And I can actually do more than one match. It just could be a longer video. For my test run, I think if I did a full locals match and kind of did a recap, it'd be about 30-40-ish minutes. But if that's something you guys want to do, I'm totally down to do it. For the first episode of Match Report, I'm just going to go over my game 1 for the weekend of August 28th. On that day, I went 4-1. I came tied for second, but I got put into third, so it is what it is. But my game 1 was against Brave Plunder, and that was actually a pretty interesting deck. I actually have not played against it before, but I won the die roll. So going first, I opened up, unfortunately, Dupe Frog, Spright Blue, Jet, Anti-Spell, and Pot of Prosperity. So I'm in a pretty good mode right now. Of course, I got to normal summon the Dupe, that way I'm not wasting the Sprites. But then special summon Spright Blue, Blue to add. I added Carrot, mainly I didn't want to have to worry about like Imperm or anything like that coming down. But yeah, specialed Carrot, or added Carrot, sorry. Specialed Carrot, then special Jet. He had no interruptions for me, so I was able to fully go off. Jet, of course, is going to add my Smashers. Since I already had everything else, I didn't want to go into a starter and just kind of break the board or go higher if I need to. But from here, of course, I overlay the Dupe and the Jet, and I go into Gigantic. Activated effect, see if he had anything. Perfect, no responses, full go. We go Gigantic, Detach, Summon Swap, Swap to Send. And the only reason I didn't go into Capsule here with my hand being as decent as it was is one, I still need to get Swap Frog to get totally awesome, but if I do Capsule, I can't activate Pot of Prosperity since I can't draw cards. So that's the only reason those two cards clash. If I had the third Prosperity, the Capsule would go. But yeah, I mean, if I don't get the Prosperity, if I can get the Capsule, I mean, either way it's been super helpful, it's been nice. But yeah, so Swap Frog, send Swap Frog first. So I always send Swap Frog first because a lot of folks shotgun the DD Crow and they just hit the Swap Frog instead of waiting for Ronin Totem. For some reason, people are still hitting the wrong thing, but that works for me. I'm not going to complain. But we're going to link two here with Swap Frog and Gigantic, of course. Go into our Elf. Elf, of course, isn't going to target our Swap Frog. And then Swap Frog, of course, sends one more time. This is when I send the Ronin, just to kind of thin out your deck too. But yeah. It's been super nice, and Ronin can actually come back quite a few times if I ever need to like link again, but I didn't want to go too much. What I mean is I can actually banish Dupe Frog and Swap Frog, so I can go into like IP and then banish Dupe, and yeah, just kind of in both. But I decided not to, just because I want to go overboard. I banished the Swap Frog, T-Special at back Ronin, and then we overlay for Toad. There you are. And then from here, the only way he's going to break this board is if he open Dark Luna more, which I know he's not going to resolve because I have Anti-Spell, so I'm not worried about it whatsoever. So I link these two off, and then I go into IP. So yeah, that's the reason I summoned Carrot, because if he had an Imperm or anything, that's fine. If I didn't open Anti-Spell and I could dig into it with Pot of Prosperity, then I'm set. But yeah, so Carrot acts more as an extender than anything for me, but it's been really good as, of course, a Spell or Trap Negate as well. But yeah, use the blue and the Carrot, make IP. I went ahead and then just set my Anti-Spell and my Smashers. I activated my Prosperity, and I know it's not going to be the exact same way here, but I actually revealed Imperm, Ash, and Starter when I did it at Locals. And here I actually added the Ash. I opted to do that because I felt like Imperm wasn't going to show up as much with everything I have going on, so another Monster Negate wouldn't have been as good as like adding or anything to hand. So yeah, this is my board here. I pass over my turn. He actually draws and just jumps into main phase without declaring standby, so we have to go back because I have a way. That's a game-changing thing. I know it's locals, but if it changes the game that drastically, I'm not going to let that happen. So yeah, we take it back. We go Anti-Spell in standby, and you're like, that's fine. He had Dark Luna more. Thank God I Anti-Spell. So he had the set 4. And then he actually tributes over my Elf for a Godarla. and then he special summons Radiant onto his side. So that was pretty interesting. I wasn't expecting Kaiju's, or at least Plunder. I'm assuming he was on Plunder. I just didn't know it at the moment, just Kaiju's coming out of nowhere, so maybe Mech Knights even. He attempts to go into battle phase, and I'm thinking hard at the end of main here, mainly because if he keeps a big monster like Radiant out on field, I'm going to have more difficulty trying to climb over it. Because I didn't know if he actually was going to choose to attack IP or not, or if he was going to attack Godarla. I'm assuming he wanted to attack IP because it is the weaker monster, and then that way I won't be able to just easily link climb. He wasn't able to activate or add anything with spell cards. I figured now would be the time. I actually use IP in his Godarla, and I make Nightmare Unicorn. I use a Unicorn, of course, pitching my Ash, and then I shuffle back in his Radiant. That way I have to worry about a big monster on my coming up turn, and that way I can just kind of destroy him easily there. So yeah, he's got nothing there. He just has 4 back rows set. He passes it back to me. Just realizing I never banished for Pot of Prosperity. I banished the Alamirage, the 3rd Gigantic, and then the Downer, because I definitely had the game in the bag, so I didn't have to worry about going into Zeus. So yeah, that was the 3 I banished. I'm thinking about it now after I drew, and I was like, oh crap. My draw for the turn was Deep Sea Diva. In the actual match, I did banish, of course. Just doing this video, I completely forgot. I drew into Deep Sea Diva for my follow-up turn, which is absolutely insane. I definitely have OTK in game. Yes, so of course I normal summon the Deep Sea Diva to special out Deep Sea Diva, and then from here I actually proceed to make Cat Shark now. I don't want to get myself locked in the 2s or anything, so I make Cat Shark, use Cat Shark to bump up the Totally Awesome to 44, and then I just link these 2 off for Access Code. So Access Code targets the Unicorn when it's summoned to, of course, gets the 53, and that's lethal right then and there. He's got nothing for me, so yeah, very easy game 1. Didn't know he was on Brave Plunder till game 2, so yeah, we side out, and then let me show you what my hand looked like then. So game 2 against Brave Plunder, I opened up Dupe Frog, Jets, and Blue again with 2 Effect Veilers. So I'm thinking I'm in a pretty good position now, as I didn't know he was on any of his Plunder stuff just at the moment. Felt like 2 Effect Veilers could never go wrong. He activates Shipyard, he does the effect you discard a card and then add Bluebeard, he discards Redbeard. And I'm thinking, okay, I should be fine, he's gonna normal summon Plunder stuff. And that's when he activates Water Enchantress. So that's where I got super bummed out, because, well, if he activates Water Enchantress, he'll end up with Griffin Rider and an Omnigate before I can really do anything about it. So yeah, he does the normal line, he adds Right activates, makes a token, activates Fateful, and then he normal summons, Fateful adds Draco back, then he uses Fateful to add Griffin Rider, discard Draco back, equip Draco back, special Griffin, and yeah. So he normal summons, I can't remember which one it was, I believe it was Golden Hair, then he specials out Bluebeard. So I'm thinking he's just going to go into a, I believe, their rank up, or their rank monster, and I'm like, oh crap, I don't know what to hit. He goes into Bahamut Shark, and that's when my face lit up. Mainly because I would be able to go Effect Veiler both on the Bahamut Shark, because I know he would have to attempt to negate 1, which can get rid of Griffin Rider, and I don't have to worry about it on my turn with another Omni Negate. So that's exactly what it does. He makes Bahamut Shark, he goes Bahamut Shark effect, Chainlink 1, I Chainlink 2 Veiler, and he hesitated. He was like, well, should I let this go so I have an Omnigate in your turn? But he figured I didn't have anything, as my hand is usually all gas. He goes Chain Griffin Rider, which is exactly what I wanted him to do. Chainlink 4, Effect Veiler, negate the Bahamut after all. And yeah, that seals the deal there. So Griffin Rider goes back in the deck, Bahamut doesn't get the summon out, totally awesome. And yeah, he's just got Fateful, Draco back, a token in defense, and Bahamut Shark. So yeah, my hand is this right here, and I draw into a starter, which is actually pretty great. Of course, that's my E-Telly, so I don't really need anything else. And then I just do the exact same thing I did last time. I went Dupe Frog, special Blue. Blue actually added Pixies this time. I wasn't worried about anything because he had no monsters in hand, and I felt like I was able to just do more damage this turn. So yeah, I added Pixies, and then I specialed out Jet. Jet then adds Smashers. And then I didn't properly side out for this video, felt like there was not a point, but I will next time if you guys want to keep watching this stuff. I feel like it's going to be a fun video, or at least a fun thing for folks to kind of, I guess, see other ways other players think. But yeah, added Smashers off of Jet, and then I went Blue and Dupe. This way I did it because I want Jet to have more attack on field, so I wanted to stick. I went to Gigantic detach, actually detach the Dupe Frog, that way I can use Renatan to keep extending. So yeah, we summon Swap Frog then sends a second Swap Frog. And yeah, we just kind of go into our normal line of stuff. We go Elf target Swap Frog. Swap Frog then sends Ronin Totem. Where the hell? There it is. Sends Ronin Totem. Ronin special. Vanishing Swap Frog. And then I did goof a little bit. I decided to just go ahead and make the totally awesome here. Instead of using Ronin Totem and maybe like Link Climbed or at least something else. But yeah, right here is fine. Or at least make IP, you know, for the follow-up turn. But yeah, made totally awesome here. I then activated Starter. And I specialed out my next highest, which was Red. And then I took the 12, of course. And then I special summoned out Pixies. And I'm sitting there completely goofing because I completely forgot that Bahamut Shark's like 26 summon attack, and none of my monsters are that big. So I'm sitting there going, yes, I could use Smashers, banish the Bahamut Shark, and then beat over the token and do small damage there. And then I was thinking, well, if I pass back to him, I would just beat Bahamut Shark. He's in a state where if he activates anything, I'll just negate, and then I have another monster negate, and I'll banish something. So I'm pretty far ahead either way. So I decided to take the fun route where I proceed to just enter battle. Totally awesome into Bahamut Shark. Damage calc, send Pixies from field to grave. So he takes 4,400 to the face and destroys the Bahamut Shark. And yeah, so my inboard I just ended with Smashers, Red, Jet, and Elf without them attacking. Definitely a misplay, definitely could have done a way more damage for that. But yeah, so I pass turn here, he draws, he's looking at his board. I think he was thinking about doing Draco back to bounce something, but of course I would just negate it with Toad, and then I would have just used Elf to bring back Toad in case he tries to add Griffin Rider again. But yeah, that was my round 1 against Plunder Brave for my locals match, and very fast 2-0. Connor was a great sport, the deck is awesome, would love to see more about it. But yeah, that was my game. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this type of video where I get a little bit more in-depth about stuff like that, just let me know in the comments there, leave a like, really shows me there, and yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.